Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and I'm about to turn my phone off because people keep ringing me. Good morning, buzzer.
Someone's phone always rings every week, doesn't it, really? And,
yeah, it's usually mine.
And what's famous about this, it's the end of summer. We're now into?
Autumn.
Good time of the year?
Good morning, Annie. Good morning, buzzer. There's no other parties here this morning because obviously they've got far more important things to do.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously get medical advice and so on and so forth. I mean, I did have a traumatic experience this week. I was I mean, after all this talk about prostates and vasectomies and all that, I had a problem this week.
What was your problem?
I broke a fingernail.
Did you?
I had to go to the manicurist and get it fixed.
Oh.
It's a shame, isn't it? Oh, dear. Anyway, folks, you're on
how
the
do you reckon he's going, our prostrate mate? He's away today, right? Gorilla, right?
He ain't doing anything to help the prostate, I'll give you the tip.
Is he flying? After that article on the TV last week, did you see him? The long-lost time capsule. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see it? Good promotion for the BLF or whoever put the thing in the ground. It wasn't the BLF, was it?
No, it was actually the builder. But anyway, never mind.
Right.
It's not all about him.
You need to be told that occasionally. Sometimes we all think it's all about us. Me, I. It's about the team, isn't it?
Well, that does lead us into another subject this week, talking about the team.
Which is?
We're talking about women. We're talking about...
You'll never win an argument with them. Don't worry about that.
Well, I'm just going to... It's amazing how one particular woman who was supposed to be at one stage the Minister for Women's Affairs doesn't mind attacking other women.
Oh, that was terrible.
Michealia.
Oh, let me tell you, I know what's going on in that office. I know every story about every woman. Well, why would you come out that and make a generalised statement about that when your actual position was looking after women in your role at some stage, wasn't it?
Yes. Well,
desperation? Is that a sign of absolute desperation?
Well, I think she was trying to avoid answering questions about her failings as a Minister for Industrial Relations. But in the process, she slagged off a whole lot of women in Bill Shorten's office. And who came out and explained this all to us? Tony Abbott. Tony came out and said she had a brain snap. Now, there's the expert, the leading world expert on brain snaps, and he picked it in one. She had a brain snap. Then she got brought to task by the national president of the Country Women's Association. Now, you're going bad when you're a Conservative politician and you get stood up by the president of the Country Women's Association, and good on her. But Michealia went off her head, went absolutely crazy, and she looked like she was going to bite someone's head off. She's got a psychological problem, that woman, but we'll get to that a bit more later.
You know, she's real. I just can't. I know it's easy to say you don't like someone, but her and that Peter Dutton, he hasn't got a sympathetic bone in his body, has he? That Peter Dutton. I mean, honestly, they're a good pair.
They're attack dogs.
They're a good pair, and anyway, they're getting their own whack at the moment. Stay tuned.
Righto. Now we move on to industry information. One, the pay rise. Yep. In the EBA, the 5% came into effect from Thursday of this last week, and the 5% means that everyone who's a party to the EBA will get a 5% pay rise. There will be an increase on the travel. There will be, from the 1st of July, an increase in the super. And then, of course, later in the year, there will be a CPI increase from the 1st of October for site allowances. But the big issue is wage growth. And everybody else is saying wage growth, or the economists, the government is saying there's going to be a trickle-down effect for wage growth and blah, blah, blah. Well, we're the only ones doing it at the moment. 5%, no one else gets 5% unless you happen to be an ABCC person. You got 14% if you're up at the boss end of the ABCC. But everyone else is down with 1s and 2s and maybe 3 if they're lucky. Our EBA says 5, we're getting 5, and I reckon we should be proud of our efforts to turn the economy around. Buzzer, what have you done to turn the economy around?
Well, been out promoting their pay rise. That's what I've done.
Very good.
Getting the sheets out there, getting the members know what they're supposed to be getting. That's from next week. We're saying, aren't we?
First full pay period.
Yeah, we're saying the carpenters' rates currently under that new wage sheet is $45.51. Right. CW3 labourer $44.24, down to CW1 labourer $41.46. Crane crews $51.53. Dogman $47.92. That's about roughly where we're at. Travel allowance $45 a day.
So, yes, indeed, folks, make sure you're getting it. If you're not, see your delegate on the job or get in contact with your area organiser. But, of course, there's also something else that goes out this time of the year. The little letter that says the union dues are due. And we reckon we have delivered as a union. You have delivered as part of the union, but we've got to keep the union going, and there has been plenty going on which is costing the union money, where organisers and officials going out and doing the job are being prosecuted by the ABCC, and we'll get to a case in a minute. But that is happening all over the town. The cost of doing business keeps going up, and if members want to continue to be active in terms of their pay rises, in terms of their health and safety and so on, if you want activity, we've got to keep the union going, and we have to keep it going despite the prosecutions, despite the penalties, despite the fines. And that means we've got to get the money in and build the union and keep the union financial. Now, Buzzer, do you know that this week there was a prosecution finalised? The union was found guilty. 2 officials were found guilty. One was Alex Taddick, and the other one was Nigel Davies, up in Bendigo.
On a contract control job? Oh.
Yes, indeed.
Steph and Sakuta, where are we going?
Well, I'll say this about Steph.
Where are we going?
He got himself into a few problems up there. There's still money owed all over Bendigo to the subcontractors. But I want to pick out someone for special mention. The project manager was a bloke called Simon Ireland.
Oh, I remember that name.
Hey, Simon.
Good bloke?
Oh, top bloke. Went in, gave evidence. Oh, yes, no worries. He was the ABCC's star witness. And the crime, the horrible crime that was committed by our officials was they went onto a site about health and safety issues and were in the process of inspecting scaffold and so on. And our mate Simon walked up to him and said, "I want to see your rights of entry." Now, the fact that they'd already been on the site for some considerable time and had shown their rights of entry to the site manager seems to have been forgotten, because I reckon our mate Simon decided to set up a prosecution. Good on you, Si. It will be remembered that you went and gave evidence when at the same time you knew that the site manager had already seen the rights of entry and the REOs and all the rest of it, and in fact a site inspection was going on, being done properly, and everyone was going fine till you decided to make an issue of it. Oh well, goes around, comes around.
He'll make a lot of friends doing that, won't he?
Oh yeah, top fella. But that's the sort of bullshit we have to put up with in our industry today. Going on the job, sorting out wages and conditions issues, sorting out health and safety issues, and people are criminalising that, and that is going to be the biggest blue that a future Labor government is going to have to deal with, because basically they introduced the legislation, the Fair Work Act, which basically made any union activity illegal unless it was associated with an EBA, with protected action, and they take that away from you as well, and also health and safety. But health and safety, well, there seems to be, going after the issue of the theatre job up in Bendigo, seems to be a bit manageable. You can walk on the job, you can give them all the paper, you can show them the forms, but no, you can still get prosecuted. Anyway, we will remember Simon and we'll name him in Scallywag of the Week.
Well, he deserves to win it. I don't know who the other contestants are, but he's up.
Well, there's going to
be hard to beat.
There's going to be a few. Anyway, we might cut to a track, and this particular track is for our good friends from the AWU. When you agree to sit down with a group of unions and work together, let your yeah be yeah, and don't tell us something different after the event.
And try to lean it. You're giving me buts and maybes. You know this will drive me crazy. Why can't you tell it like it is? Let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no now, baby. Let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no now, mama. Because I'm on my guard and I'm watching you from head to toe. You better let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no. You wear a plastic
You don't fight to lose. Concrete gangs here to stay. You don't fight to lose. Stand to struggle. Stand to win.
whatever it takes, whatever the stakes. Let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no now. Let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no now. Oh, because I'm on my guard and I'm watching you from head to toe. So you better let your yeah be yeah, and you know be no.
Yes, indeed. Let your yeah be yeah and your no be no. So the AWU have gone off and started signing agreements with various parties, all Greenfields agreements, because there are no members getting a vote on any of this stuff. And what they're doing is selling out conditions in the industry. For example, the AWU did a Greenfields agreement with CPB, which is the old Laytons, which is owned by a Spanish company, and Everyone else gets double time for shift work. No. The AWU signed up for time and a half. Of course, when people get on the job with a CPB job, they'll be finding that they won't get no choice. You don't get to reopen the matter. The problem is going to be that once the agreement is signed, and unfortunately the Fair Work Commission are happy to stamp it. Doesn't matter what is said about whether it's genuine new enterprise and all the other technicalities that go on. It's a dirty deal. You can't claim after the event you didn't understand, because it's pretty bloody simple. And obviously what they're trying to do is undercut. This is CPB trying to undercut other contractors who are paying double time under their EBAs for shift work. And so it goes on. And the AWU always seems to want to do what the boss wants. Oh dear.
They need to change their model a bit, don't they? They've been running that model for a long time, and it hasn't been a great successful model, has it?
Well,
when the stuff come out in the Royal Commission about all the cosy relationships with those companies that they had and all the rest of it, right? If you're a member out there or a potential member, you probably wouldn't really be that enthusiastic, would you?
No, but it gives bosses...
Are they better than the STA?
Well, that's a good question. We might have a listeners' poll on that subject.
STA's pretty bad. I mean, they actually ran that EBA and it was actually below the Fair Work, and one bloke challenged it and they done their sums and worked out it was. I don't know why someone else didn't do it beforehand.
Like the SDA. Or maybe they did. Never mind.
They were worried about gay marriage, weren't they? That was their big claim at one stage. Don't worry about their members.
Let's talk about infrastructure jobs in Melbourne. The infrastructure program under the Andrews government is to be welcomed. I think it's a bit too hot. There's too much work going on. It will, unfortunately, disrupt the industry in many ways. But there is infrastructure work going on right now or about to start, and really, if the unions involved in the industry, and the AWU is legitimately involved in at least one sector of that industry, if they are not all on the same page with everybody else, then it's going to be a shit fight. Because unfortunately, you undercut other people, then straight away members of all unions are going to be disadvantaged. Because how can any union go to a company and say, well, the industry standard is X, when in fact they can point to the AWU and some certain companies and say, well, they're going to undercut us. So we're in a situation where let your yeah be yeah, because the yeah was given, but it hasn't been honoured.
Have you heard, just on the infrastructure, quickly, have you heard of a bloke called Paul Fletcher? He's a shitcarter from Canberra, one of the ministers, right? He wrote a bit of a scathing article in the Age this week about the Victorian government not really rolling out the infrastructure projects and saying that they probably should have 9 or 10 of them going at the one time. And they got caught.
He is a complete knobhead.
Paul Fletcher, yeah, just remember that name.
Righto. Now let's talk about another knobhead.
Who?
Our mate James. We won't mention his surname because James doesn't mind getting involved in a bit of legal.
What a mess.
Capital form.
What a mess. Well, I think we gave a bit of a briefing last week about the problem down at this end of the building jobs, and that is around some of those Harris, Island Brown. They actually earn a couple of better builders' jobs as well, and they've got away with... let's just say, not paying their compliances, and it's got to a stage where it's nearly probably tipped them over the edge, not far from doing that, and we've got a huge amount of money outstanding in Cbus and Incolink. The Incolink's been paid now, a bit of it's been paid to cover the insurances. We sit down this week and had a meeting about how we can tidy up the rest of it, which includes salary sacrificing money and superannuation, the normal superannuation money. And let's just say, if you were dealing with people that you knew were going to look you in the face and give you an answer and move forward in the right direction, I could honestly get on here and say I'm 100% confident, but stay tuned. We'll be making every effort to sort the thing out because it is a bit of a mess.
Well, it was a bit of a mess when it was Hall Concrete Constructions, and then it became Capital Form, and now it's going to go another change. But money is being borrowed to try and meet all these debts, because the debt is probably just in entitlements, without going to anything else, is over $250,000, isn't it?
That's right. And in between, if you go back to when Halls went broke and Capital Form started, our friend James had to relax on the Maldives to take a bit of a trip. He couldn't just go down to Lakes Entrance or somewhere, right? Had to go to the Maldives. Well, that says a lot about what's going on, doesn't it?
Well, it might be a good reason for, shall we say, global warming and deny him a holiday venue.
Yes. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll be working hard to sort that mess out in the next...
But there's a big mess. There's a lot of money involved, and they ain't the Lone Rangers. This is the second time in basically 12 months that this company has, through front directors and all the rest of it, gone down the same path. And it is a problem which federal government doesn't address. I don't think the state government's doing too bloody much either. And certainly the ABCC, the ACCC, and everybody else who's supposed to be a regulator don't want to know about. Anyway, let's go to scallywags.
Who we got?
Michealia Cash. The Minister for Women, and all she does is attack women.
Bill Corp?
Build Corp, yes, and James Purcell in particular.
Oh, please.
Hey,
please.
Jamesy?
If you want to move forward in the right direction, how about looking a person in the face and delivering on what you're saying instead of going back to the old way of doing business? And
let your yeah be yeah and your no be no, James.
Oh, please.
And Capital Form,
yeah,
in whatever form it's in.
They might have won last week, so I don't know if they can they go back to back.
Oh, they can go back to back, yes.
Can we?
Yes.
Like a Melbourne Cup winner?
Well, yes.
They can go back to back?
Indeed they can. And then I want to mention Haser out at Mernda, who were in such a hurry to get the job moving that what they did was they erected the structural steel, but there was no precast to actually place it on. So what did they do? They got the scaffolders to build a tower and hung it off the tower. Beautiful work. I tell you what, absolutely magnificent innovation.
Have we had any big stories this week on the flags?
No flag stories.
Oh,
We've got some more nominees.
Who we got?
We got the AWU.
Oh, they're up there.
Yeah.
They're up there.
But last but not least, Simon Island.
Oh,
witness for the prosecution.
Hard to beat.
So who are we going to go with?
I reckon Simon Island at contract control. That is very hard to beat.
Yes, that's right. We'll name Simon as Scallywag of the Week. And, let's just say that maybe Michealia Cash should be sookie because, as the Prime Minister said, she was provoked and bullied and harassed. I can say my viewing of the news and her performance was she looked like she was going to basically chew someone's head off. She looked like she was deranged. And if Tony says you've had a brain snap, well, he's the expert. I'm going to go with...
Oh, she's losing him. She's lost him. Who's she got left there? Rebecca.
Look, actually, I think she should go up with Simon Island as joint winners of Scallywag. I've rethought this. I reckon she's not just a sook. She is actually a scallywag.
Well, she'd still have a few in the media back in those like Miranda Devine and Rita Panahai and all those ones. You see, I don't want to name women because there's obviously a few men there as well, but geez, there's a few right-wing women journalists out there really want to write some crap out there at the moment, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. But...
Judith Sloan?
Oh. See you.
Should I name him?
See you, Erasure. And let's just name our good friends Haser out at Mernda as the Sookie Lalas because they couldn't see what they'd done wrong. Here it is, all this structural steel, the actual roof steel, all in place, and big chunk of it rested on some scaffold. Oh dear. Righto, so Michealia Cash and Simon Island, very appropriately, are joint winners of Scallywag of the Week, and Hesa are the Suki Lalas. And what we might do, because we're going to go out the same old way, dare to struggle,
dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you
lose. Good morning from the Concrete Gang, and this is a personal favourite of mine, and I want to play it for Michealia Cash. It's Talking Heads.
To the facts, I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. Can't sleep 'cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Better run, 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 run away. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Better run, 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 run away.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.